Hello, everyone on YouTube. It is your friend Leo 12 Scar 12 here, back on the set again, and welcome to another Life Discussion 2021 video. So, okay, you guys actually read up on my other YouTube videos about my other inspirational videos with my best friend Anil Patel and David Billingsley, and I have other people too. So, I mean, this time it's just me doing this solo. So today I'm gonna discuss about, and I have not been doing this for over a long period of time, and I never discussed this before, and I never had a chance to say this, but what I'm going to be talking about is redeeming qualities. Yep, that's right, redeeming qualities. Now, I'm going to look it up about redeeming qualities. Quality is meaning. So, redeeming qualities is a redeeming. Okay, redeeming qualities mean good things, positive aspects. Yeah, like it's like this. Like say that now I'm gonna put up an example like what a redeeming quality is. It's actually for positive thoughts and for redemption and to make up for the mistakes. So I'm gonna put an example. Like if I were to make a mistake, like if I accidentally got into a breakup with one of my ex-girlfriends, the redeeming quality is I would say I apologize for them, even though they would not say they would forgive me, but I would forgive them freely. And I forgive them for breaking up with me. And then sometimes I would have to say, well, let's just say that I get a redeeming quality out of it. I get a second chance. Like, even though I may not be going back in that relationship, but I would get a second chance in, trying to redeem myself, it's a redeeming quality. Or say that because certain things about redeeming quality to me, I'd say that if redeeming qualities are used in a proper way on, like, say, it's like what I said about my the girlfriend part, and like if a guy has a redeeming quality, he would actually make up for the mistakes he's done, in his past time. He messes up a lot and he tried his best to make up for it. But a lot of men would make a mistake at first and they would make up for it for the things that they done what was wrong. A lot of men, they would say they would make up for their mistakes and what they've done in the past, but then they end up abusing that, like taking the redeeming quality for granted. This is what happens. You don't get a chance at it. Now, it's my example. If a man were to apologize to a woman for what he said or what he did to her, and he tells her he was sorry. Now, keep in mind, a lot of men and a lot of women forgive each other for something that they did in their past, but a lot of them don't forgive each other because if they don't have forgiveness, then there's a problem there. Now, keep in mind, a guy or a girl would have to keep their apology at that point. If they keep their apology there, let it stay there. And as long as it stay there, the guy or the girl has to focus on themselves and do a better job, other than the fact of what they did to each other that was wrong. So a lot of women also have redeeming qualities too, but the problem is they abuse it. The minute a guy says that he forgives her, then it'll mean that they'll forgive each other. But that doesn't mean they'll get a free pass on doing the same mistake over and over again. But if a man or a woman actually abuses their redeeming quality and they know they're gonna mess up big time, and that same mistake follows up to where they are today, then they are going to not get that other chance again. And they're gonna be cut out of that person's life, and they're not gonna have the same thing they're gonna have today. So, with that truth being told, redeeming qualities are meant to figurize on the person's persona, and some of that quality has to be done in a positive way. I had redeeming qualities. It's just that I've been trying to make up for what I've done. And basically, a lot of girls that I I mean, not a lot of girls, but I have female friends who are considered like sisters to me, and they considered me to be the best person I could be, like be positive or something. But the problem was me being a negative guy wasn't all my fault. Okay. I had triggers and I was traumatized to where I was gonna get to where I was not getting nowhere. And what happened was I never wanted to say this, but I kind of done self-harm to myself. I'm not gonna say how or what I did. I'm not gonna say what I did because if I did, it's gonna lead up to that point where it's gonna like cause more trouble and it's gonna get bad. It's gonna be bad. So this is what happened. I did self-harm to myself. So what did I do? I called the suicide hotline and then the other hotline and got me going to the hospital. So I stood at the hospital for over just one night on last Wednesday, and on Thursday that morning, they're call- now I talked to the hospital therapist about what I'm going through, and this is what happened. She told me to make a promise to not harm myself, learn to be safe at home, and not do anything more self harm to myself. So basically, I made up. The thing was, I was thinking to myself, I told myself, I always tell people I can't make promises I can't keep because I know the promises I end up keeping will be broken. So there are certain promises I would keep, but there are certain promises I would not keep, especially when the ones that don't have meaning. So this is exactly what she told me. She asked me, promise me that you would not harm yourself. You would be staying safe and you would not do wrong to yourself and you would not end up in this hospital ever again. So if I did not make that promise, then I know for a fact that I'm going to be facing some long time in a hospital because of my self-harming injuries. So what did I do to make this redeeming quality work? I said the one strong thing that made the difference in my life and it created a clean slate. So I said this, consider that promise fulfilled. See, promises and trusts are also part of a redeeming quality. Yeah, I said it. Promises and trusts are also part of redeeming qualities because if a person makes a promise and fulfills it, it gives him or her that nudge to make the right decision in his or her life to make their life a lot better than it could have been in their times when they were living a bad lifestyle. I'm not gonna lie. I had a lot of thoughts on my mind, and it was suicide and genocide. So I had those two options. It was either suicide or genocide. Now, if I chose genocide, I would end up attacking people in my family, wouldn't care. I would be locked up behind bars, like say, or prison or jail, then I won't be able to come out. But if I chose suicide, now keep in mind, a lot of people felt suicidal, and the thought of it would make it to the point where they're going to do more harm than good. So what happened is, so what happened was those two options of mine, they were gone for good. So what happened? I would say I end up living. I I couldn't choose those. I couldn't choose those. So I end up living to see myself become a dark person or somewhat of a anti-hero or a villain. Now, the thing was about this whole villainous persona thing with going on with me, I never became a, I mean, I felt like I am a dark person or a villain because I feel like I want to attack somebody or self-harm was imminent. So that's what happened. Self-harm was imminent for me because I always know there's going to be triggers in my life. There's going to be the point where I go berserk. There's a certain part where I'll go mad or I'll get sad or self-harm was imminent. And basically what happened was that one trigger, it was both. So why? So how did I break this loop? I'm just gonna say it that I had to make that promise to the doctor and the doctor. And yes, a lot of my friends, well, what's left of them, is and tell them that I will not cut myself no more. I will not, yeah, I will not do self-harm to myself or mainly of cutting myself or drugging myself. So basically those were out of my options or put myself in serious danger to where I will end my life. And that was one of the triggers. But with one big bad move, it could put my life in jeopardy. Didn't, even when I didn't, start it. See, this is the part of my redeeming quality. I make up for my mistakes. I make promises that I keep, and I won't create a chaotic scene to where I'll end up in a hospital or prison or jail because I won't feel safe to where it's gonna stop. So you could say I broke the loop. Moral of this story: redeeming qualities are meant to reflect on your actions. Your actions are the decisions you make, and the actions that follow are a reflection of who you are. Redeeming qualities are like the same, are also part of that, over the quantity. See, the quality of having a redeeming quality is you got to show the actual real you that is positive, not negative. And if you have the redeeming quality of that persona, then a lot of things will go right with you and you won't have problems in the future. You're not going to have specific bad things that's going to happen to you. And a lot of people are struggling with their redeeming qualities. Sure, a lot of them are abusing it because apparently they don't know how to stop. And a lot of these people out here trying to do the right thing is the fact that they're going to keep doing the same mistakes over and over again, the same old mistakes, and the same old commotion, and the same old scenario, and with the same old chaotic moment in their lives. So what happened to the people who abused their redeeming qualities, you might ask? Well, a lot of them did face punishment. A lot of them faced time in prison, juvie, or jail. Some of them ended up in rehab. Some of them ended up going to whatever. And basically, those are the people who abuse their redeeming qualities. But the ones who actually kept on the truth with their redeeming qualities, they actually fulfilled it. They broke the loop. They did not want to cross that border anymore. And that's how this moral of the story can go on. Redeeming qualities are meant to reflect on your good persona, not on your dark persona. I mean, I'm not bad at telling the truth, and I'm not sometimes good at lying. So basically, I'm good at telling the truth, and that's the best I can do. And telling the truth is the only thing I can ever think. So that's it for the whole video about redeeming quality. Okay, that's it, everybody. Tell me what you think about what was your redeeming quality, and how are you able to sort it out? So let me know in the comment descriptions below. Give this video a like and hit on that notification button if you want to see any more inspirational video content about my life discussion videos. Tune in next time, okay? See y'all later, and thank you for watching. Sayonara.